You and I have known each other a couple of years and started me on my journey for taking care of my wife Nancy, who has posterior cortical atrophy, the same as your husband Dave. I have to admit I was not prepared. You've been a big help to me, but one of the things that you said to me is anticipate, don't react.
We all have expectations about how life is supposed to be for us. And if you hold on to all of those expectations at the same time that you are kind of dropped into caregiving because your loved one receives a diagnosis of some sort of chronic condition like dementia, you can drive yourself nuts trying to hold on to all of those expectations as well as do all of the things that are called for as you become more and more into that caregiving role.
I recognized thresholds that I didn't see coming. And one of the thresholds that I crossed was seeing myself first as a caregiver instead of as a business person, a worker, a husband, things that I had to do, and okay, now I'm also a caregiver. When I couldn't do those things, again, frustration just went off the charts.
Once you do that, then and decide, wow, I am a caregiver, and get adjusted to that, then I think it also makes it easier than anticipating the needs that Nancy had and anticipating them and figuring out how you were going to meet them rather than somehow expecting that she was going to be able to do something that she couldn't do.
My little saying to myself is to make sure every day my pool of patience is greater than my faucet of frustration.
Good.
Because frustration is there every day, from the little things like answering the same question 10 times, to cleaning up, to trying to get work done. And 5 minutes later, it's, where are you? I can't see you. Getting up in the middle of the night and wandering, which is very frustrating. It's trying to make sure that I keep my pool of patience full.
When you're a spousal caregiver and your spouse is diagnosed with a chronic condition, man, life totally changes. You know, you're used to being with somebody 24/7. You're used to planning, taking into consideration their wants and wishes, but also having them take into consideration your wants and your desires. And that ends because they don't have the ability to do that anymore.
I didn't get help as soon as I wish I had. So now Nancy has 2 days a week an in-home care person who comes, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Wednesdays and Fridays she goes to Milestones.
Great.
4 hours. And that is like 4 hours of vacation for Steve because I don't have to worry about where I am. Those 4 hours are like a return to normalcy of some kind, which I need, and that really helps build my pool back.
It's not unusual that caregivers don't get help soon enough. I look back and I think about when I used to try and get Dave dressed in the morning, and I'd kind of lose it, and I'd go out in the hall and I'd breathe and I'd come back in and I'd go like, okay, Dave, you know, we're not doing so well. I know you're doing your best and I'm doing my best, but we're not doing so well this morning. And it never occurred to me that I should get some help in to help him get dressed in the morning.
Right.
You know, so sometimes it takes a while before it dawns on you that, oh, I should have more help here.
The reality of it is it's not going to go away.
Right.
You just have to recognize that's the new reality and understand there will be additional thresholds.
We don't have any control over the cards that we've been dealt, but we do have control over how it is that we decide to react to the situation that we find ourselves in. There are moments of joy to be had, moments that you, if you focus on them, that are actually there, but it means that you have to deal with the reality, and that's kind of a head thing that you have to do. It's kind of like a head and a thinking and an emotional thing that you have to work yourself through.